when do we learn more about the backstory of the agents? So our agents all have backstory and their own reasons for why they've joined Valorant. In terms of how we reveal that to players, we really want to reveal that over time through the events that take place in our universe. So we're not currently planning to do specific backstory content, but their backstory will start to reveal themselves to players over time. Plans to do an animation series or cinema. That would be amazing. We don't have any plans currently, but we love playing in the world. We love telling stories, but right now, the way we want to tell stories is through the lens of the tac shooter, and that's really where all our focus is. Actually really excited about what's coming for Valorant from a story point of view. I think players are going to be very excited about what the next year brings.
Hi everyone, I'm John Gasicki, character producer on Valorant, here to answer a few questions you may have about characters on Valorant. Making characters on Valorant is a really big collaborative project. We have an awesome character team here that pulls reference from a variety of different things, from like movies to various games to pop culture to media to a whole range of stuff to make these characters as diverse and exciting as they can be. To get a little more tactical here, we often start with the gameplay of a character as the first thing that we're really focused on. So we're thinking about who is the player that wants a specific type of, experience, fantasy within the game that is also enhanced and supported by the tactical loop of Valorant. So if we think of a character like Cypher, we were really thinking, how can someone lock down a location or an area within Valorant? I want to lock down a bomb site on Bind. What does that look like? From there, it's also then how do you gather information about the location of your enemies? And so if we start from that gameplay perspective and then focus on what are thematic wrappers that could really be interesting and exciting and compelling that could enhance this gameplay that we're excited about. And so, in Cypher, we're like, what's someone that feels like they're gathering information and like weaving this like masterful plan on how they're going to execute in a way that they're really excited about. We started looking at things like detectives, informants, things like spy gadgets. And so when we take these things that we think could represent the gameplay experience that a player is going for, and combine that with the gameplay, it creates these really exciting and compelling characters. And so it's hard to say what was our one inspiration when there's more inspirations than I can even think of here, given how all of these characters were made. Honestly, I'd like to say yes, at some point there will be. Right now, we're really trying to have agents that represent many different areas and places on the planet, and Southeast Asia has a huge range of wonderfully awesome, amazing cultures, people, places, foods, music, you name it. It's absolutely awesome, and would love to actually make an agent from Southeast Asia at some point. When, I cannot say on that one, but just know it's definitely top of mind for us. And finally, when will the Killjoy turret be able to run like in the cinematic? I don't think y'all would like that too much in game. Might be a little a little rough, so probably not ever. I'm sorry.
We get this question all the time. We don't ever want to put like a blanket no on it, right? We are talking about it, right? But as we always say, we have to do it in a smart and correct way that doesn't compromise gameplay, things like that. So if you were to, example, say, hey, you know what? Phoenix is now going to have an ice skin. It's not happening, but you'd have to consider what that means for gameplay, right? If he throws out an ability, someone thinks it's Sage or something, that's going to be very confusing. So we want to make sure that we go through all of the exercises to understand fully what it actually means to change an agent skin and their VFX and all that kind of stuff, and what the opportunities are, so that it feels satisfying for a player.
Agree with you.
Good. Hopefully.
We get inspiration from a lot of places. We do these big brainstorms where we go into a room and we put all of these sticky notes all over walls, and the team has all these big crazy ideas, and then from there our very talented concept artists will draw different images of different skins, and then we see what the team is excited about. We think about what players really want, we think about what we could make really cool and exciting, and then from there we just keep building on the fantasy, and then we start thinking about, okay, if this is a sci-fi skin, what is the coolest way for there to be effects or audio or animations?
Yeah, a lot of the artists on our team tend to look at it like, what's something that's never really been done in a game before that I really want to see? And then they sort of start from there. It's just like, yes, sci-fi can be done in many different ways, but this is like the way that I like sci-fi, and it's never really hit that for me in other games.
So skin trading will not be coming to Valorant. The reason it works in other games is because the primary way of acquiring skins in those games is through a loot box system. Drop rates and loot box supply can then be tuned by the developer, which then impacts the supply and demand of that product. For us, we primarily support a direct purchase store model, meaning if you see something you want, you purchase it at a set price. There's no randomness and no considerations for aftermarket speculation.
Hi, I'm Peter Zinda. I'm the audio director for Valorant. We had a question about the composers for our in-game music. The music that you hear during character select with that amazing bass line is by Lick. Our creative director, David Nottingham, was looking for a track that had a sense of rolling power. And Lick just went away, and after 2 days came back with this. The whole team loved it. We really rallied around that. And a lot of times in game development, you have to iterate on something a lot of times to get it just perfect. This was one of those times when the first take was just amazing right out of the gate. And then the music that you hear in the in-game menus as you go from one tab to another is by Jesse and Ryan Harlan. We really wanted each tab to have its own character, but feel cohesive within a structure. So you'll notice the music keeps on beat as you go from one tab to another. We were really happy with how much character they were able to get into those tracks without ever interfering with players' ability to communicate with each other, get your team together, talk to your friends over that. And then Jesse and Ryan also did the music for the map spawn-in stingers that reflect kind of the geographical location and some of the narrative of the map as you spawn in. So thank you for listening. Thanks for playing Valorant.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I am the producer on the social and player dynamics team on Valorant, and this is my alarm bot, Sir Amaret, and we're here to answer some of your questions about the social experience in Valorant. So, a lot of questions that y'all have been asking us have been relevant to whether we're considering creating a feature that allows players to team up and create, whether it is a long-lasting group of players to play with, common goal, I want to rank up, I want to climb the season, or a short-lasting group of, hey, goal 2, I want to just play a quick match right now, let's team up, let's go. And the answer is yes, we do want to create a feature for you all to be able to do that. And we're in the middle of brainstorming that right now. So it's in the works. We are working on some sort of group team finder feature for y'all to be able to do exactly that. Be on the lookout for it. And we're reading all your feedback on Twitter, Reddit, on all those lovely internet places. So keep them coming, and happy 1 year. Thanks for being with us for all this time. We'll see you in one of the maps. Bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Miles Metzger. I'm a revenue strategist. Right, so this is like giving y'all the ability to have like 5 offers or 6 offers or whatever number of offers like per day. And the short answer to this is no. There aren't any current plans to increase the number of slots. But there's a good reason for this, which is like long term, this isn't like a good solution, right? Because as we increase the number of basically guns in our portfolio, the number of offers that you'll need would have to scale with it, right? So if we go from like 10 guns in our portfolio to 20 guns, and you have 1 slot, and we increase it to 2 slots, like, you know, you're in a very similar situation where you're still wanting like a more frequent way to get access to guns that you actually care about. On the flip side of this is like, cool, we could do like an open catalog, right, where you can just access all items all the time, and that has some problems too. Mainly that knowledge of older content basically goes out the window, right? Like the ability to have this moment where you find something that's really special to you that you just like weren't aware of. It's just like very difficult to drive in a completely open like content portfolio. So there is a compromise, and what the compromise looks like is we make good guesses about sort of content that we think that you'll like. So this is like adding data science to our rotating offers and also our night market offers. So when we give you an offer, it's far more likely to be something that you actually care about.